I have the honor of introducing our last presenter, Dr. Merlyna Lim, the founder and director of ALiGN Digital Media Lab, and Canada Research Chair in Digital Media and Global Network Society, also known simply to us in the lab as the boss. Merlyna is more than just a fearless leader and mentor. She's also one of those rare people who excel at everything she does, whether it's research, writing, or singing. None of us here actually know what she has planned for the rest of you, so we're just as curious as you to find out what she has in store. So without further ado, I present Merlyna Lim.
I was warned that the guests who come today are very bright, so I need sunglasses indoor. Well, in fact, I've been wearing this in my lab because my students too are so bright. So what is ALiGN? I think you had listened to the radio and have found out what it is. So our keyword is alternative. And here I want to clarify what we mean. Alternative doesn't always have to be counter mainstream, nor is it radically in opposition with the mainstream. Your alternative might as well be someone else's everyday reality. I'm currently wearing kebaya. This is an Indonesian outfit that is alternative to you, to the West. But this is an outfit that both of my grandmas wore every day until they died. They never had a chance to go to school, but if they did,
and probably they would found ALiGN too, right? They would wear this every day going to the office. So that alternative is what I mean. Doesn't have to be
in a binary opposition to the mainstream.
I believe the alternative is where we find the truth, things that matter, the meaningful, the beauty, and possibly the solution. Let's see, how does our lab look like? Is that the one? I was taking along Star Trek, so that's my lab before. Is it the one? Associate Dean would know it's Carleton, I think. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, that's not our lab, not as exciting. Our lab doesn't fit that many people. This is actually our lab. And sometimes we go outside the lab and go shopping as part of the... but I will show you what are in the lab. Blues Brothers bring things from the lab. They're very heavy, so you're gonna have to... Thank you. Get out of my sight. So obviously, this is the thing that we have. Everybody have to memorize. Yeah, Kathy, right? You have done your homework. That where places are. We have like a lot of laptops. This is like a placebo laptop that when you work with this, you feel so productive even when you are not. A lot of new, old kind of laptop, camera, iPad. This is to go around and, you know, like shooting. We love to use this thing. Also, we have a lot of notebooks because I force the student to go around with notebooks. And this thing. And this is Scott. Scott, did you have like expired popcorn again? This is Haley. Did you use this to clean up your ears again? Kathy, this is your G.I. Joe. What the heck is it doing here? Like, yeah. And this is like this helped Nasrin finishing her second comb, which is finished. So this is the lab.
Sorry.
Well, it is true that a line fits in the basket because a line is not confined by the physical lab. A line is there if she share her story, he share her story, they share their story, you share your stories. Together we align. Now let's take a look at this very, very serious slide that kind of show that
Before March 11, 2013, it's not like I didn't do anything. So I have a kind of long story of doing things before I knew that I'm gonna found this lab.
okay, get serious. It is important to mark 2014 as the genesis of ALiGN. That's the year where I moved to Carleton, and this institution has provided me with great support as well as freedom to do what I always wanted to do.
Why global networks? I didn't choose the name of my CRC, so it has to be there. But mostly because I've done research all over the globes, and mostly in alternative places, speaking to people from the margins. But this is the major project that I've been doing as a CRC, basically looking at the production of alternative spaces for activism and counter-hegemonic projects all over the world. I'm interested on how digital media were utilized vis-a-vis activism on the ground and how it creates, invent, and sustain social movements. I look at the spatiality, temporality, materialities of those movements, and especially I'm interested in the imaginaries, practices, and trajectories of those movements. And these are methods that I've been using. I juggle different kind of methods. I'm interdisciplinary, or one of my colleagues famously quoted me saying that I'm undisciplinary. I'm a big data person, small data person, but actually I'm mostly medium size.
I use multi-methods because I believe that the methods should not be decided prior to really knowing and understanding the problems. The problems would lead to the needs for a certain kind of tools, combination of tools, the knives, the right knives to actually reveal the complexity, the stories, the narrative that might otherwise be hidden. So for us at ALiGN, visual and audio and textual are not only methods, they are also analytical tool as well as form of engagement. In the first example, I'm showing you how researching a certain minority community, in this case a Saudi women community, through a small set of big data might allow you to see the growth of the movement rather than the explosion, which means you can see how movement evolved. In the second case, we go to Malaysia, where Brazil electoral reform movement was held. The social media data were collected to show and reveal the interaction between people, but also how people connected to each other not only in online space but also in offline space, where people produce the tweets while walking and marching on the street to the square. And this is the tweet from the square where the protest was held. From these geotag tweets, we could locate places where alternative stories from people might emerge. Might be story about whether water cannon or tear gas, but also could be story about singing together, crying together. Stories of people who brave themselves and feel victorious and change in a small way, sometime in a big way. At ALiGN, we also do media analysis, not to create a factual history from this, but to identify dominant frames and dominant narratives and gaps what are missing from this narrative, and locate alternative narratives to eventually create a better, more complete, more representative history of people.
I click at Ira, I think probably it works. Oh, I think Irina, I think so far.
Beyond the screen, I also encourage ALiGN researcher to go to the field and just observe, sometime with a pen and paper, and just doodle your thought, doodle what you see, capture the places, the moment, and the people through using old media by walking around, meandering, and being lost in unexpected places. This is from my female migrant activism research in Hong Kong, where I was just walking, hanging out, chatting, sketching, drawing places and people at Victoria Park and Temple Night Market. At ALiGN, we also pay attention to the diversities of methods in capturing varied temporalities. As, for example, in this case, to capture the Women's March in Ottawa, the first one is the real-time fast capture of using video in 23 seconds. However, if you take 23 minutes instead and pay attention on how people look like and how they engage with each other and how they occupy the place and the moment, and freeze this moment in your mind, you might think differently about the temporality, spatiality, and materiality of that particular moment. At ALiGN, we also believe in engaging the public, engaging communities and activists, especially through our website, which is a hub for public engagement. We posted commentaries. These are blog posts of a wonderful ALiGN researcher. We posted cartoon. Scott and I, we draw and sketch to respond as a social critic. We have podcasts and videos. Kathy and I have some podcasts here. And beyond that, we also believe in engaging through affect to emotion. While trying to be objective and research with logic and reason, we also believe in engaging with how people feel, how to make people care about causes and issues that matter. For example, climate change issue. If we look at the social media data, and we would find out that underneath climate change, biodiversity hashtag, there are stories about love, earth, trees, polar bear, and stories of everyday issues that matter to people. How to take on this knowledge and use this knowledge as a tool to engage them, to engage the public to really care about this issue. Probably we could tap into their emotion through music, through lyrics.
If you look at on TV, advertisement about things that are beautiful, there is one song that's being overused. Like big sky, people are smiling, IKEA, like trying to use that song. What is that song? Louis Armstrong. Wonderful word, right? That's a lovely song because I think people feel that love. The word is wonderful, and you listen to that. How if we take on that, and actually I took on that and change the lyric. And what does it do? Would people think more about climate change when you do that? I will just show you. I don't know, but I will recite the new lyrics. I see trees are brown.
Oh, sing! Sing!
That roses too.
Sing!
For me and you, and I think to myself, what have we done to the world? I see streams are styrofoam, ocean of plastic. We go to Walmart and feel fantastic, and I think to myself, what have we done to the world? Ladybugs and rainbow, you see on the street sign, and also on the pages of fancy magazine. I see a setting sun behind a news high rise, just like a teardrop in the eye. My child asked me, Mom, what is a tree? Google it up. And you will see. And I say to myself, it was a wonderful world. Ladybugs and rainbow, you see on their own street side, and also on the pages of fancy magazine. I see a setting sun behind a new high rise, just like a teardrop in the eyes. But all these things called butterfly, Bengal tiger with bright shiny eye, and I say to myself, it was a wonderful world. And I say to myself, it was a wonderful world. Thank you.
So, the end. Thank you everyone. So everyone, please help yourself to food and refreshments. And just 1 minute.
Where's Haley?
Where's Haley? Haley, please come here.
This is Haley. She's also a
This is
member of
Haley.
our lab, but her stuff is always behind the scenes, so that's why you're not seeing her. But she's a very important part of our team and helps us all do things much smoother. Thank you.
Caroline and Brandon.
And Brandon, yes. Oh, okay, yes, Brandon. So he's also someone who's an important part of our team. We just wanted to take 1 minute to say that as the grad students, all of us are grad students involved with this, that we feel so privileged and so lucky that we are working with someone as generous as a mentor as Dr. Merlyna Lim. She's just been so incredibly generous with all of us, and we adore her, and we just want to say thank you so much. So come here.
Okay, so now you may help yourself to food and refreshments. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.